Today I'm making a quick and easy banana bread with chocolate chips. It's moist, not too sweet, and it's great with a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or a nice cold glass of milk. I start by prepping the pan. Here I have a loaf pan that's 9¼ inches by 5 inches, and I line it with parchment paper. I just put a piece of parchment paper in there, and I slowly started to shape it like that around the corners, the sides. Try to keep it really tight at the bottom of the pan. You may use butter and flour if you want, but I prefer the parchment paper. About an hour ago, I laid out 2 large eggs so they could come to room temperature, and I just cracked them into this bowl. I'm going to set them aside to use them later. I'm also going to use unsalted butter, 1/4 cup, which is equivalent to 4 tablespoons of it, or half a stick. I cut it up into slices and I microwave for 30 seconds. Here we go. I use 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour for this recipe. I spoon the flour into the cup and level it with a knife. And that's how I measure the flour. And I sift it into a medium bowl. 1 cup. I'll spoon 1/2 cup of flour, and that's it. Right into the sifter it goes. I'm also going to sift 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Sift everything, mix them up, and we're done prepping our dry ingredients. Now I'm ready to mix everything together. I start by mashing 2 large bananas with a fork in a medium to large size bowl. This is the time to use the bananas that are a little bit overripe. Mash them very well until there are no chunks left. You may use 3 or even 4 bananas if you prefer, but I think 2 bananas are more than enough. And that's it for the bananas. Now it's time to add 3 tablespoons of packed dark brown sugar. I have used 4 tablespoons, which is 1/4 cup, but I thought it was too sweet for my taste. You may want to experiment with the sugar. And when I say packed, I mean you put some brown sugar in the tablespoon and you just push it in like this. Tighten them up in there. And as you pack it, you may need to add more to the tablespoon. So add more, press it, and add it. Now here comes the third one. You may also use light brown sugar. And I'll use my hand mixer to beat it on medium speed for a couple of minutes or until it's kind of liquidy. What I like to do halfway through it, I like to scrape the sides of the bowl. I always do that every time I beat anything in a bowl. There you go again. It's done now. See how soft, almost liquid. That's how it's supposed to be. And I beat it for 2 minutes. Now it's time to add the eggs and beat them for 2 minutes on medium speed. Add the melted butter and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, not imitation. And beat it for 30 seconds until well incorporated. At this point, I am done with the hand mixer. Now it's time to add the flour mixture all at once. And fold everything in very lightly. You don't want to mix too much. And I'm just going to slowly incorporate the banana mixture with the flour mixture. Like that. You see how it's incorporated, but you can still see a little flour in there? This is the time to add the chocolate chips. And I'm adding 1/3 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I have added 1/2 cup before, and I thought it was too sweet. If you want it more chocolatey, but not too sweet, you may add 1/2 cup of dark chocolate chips instead. Continue incorporating it, folding it, and it's done. I have preheated the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Level the top, pushing some to the edges to fill them in. And the reason why I don't add too many chocolate chips into the batter is because I like to add some to the top as well. I think it adds a lot of flavor to this bread. It tastes extra special and extra delicious. That's good enough. Now I'm going to bake it for 35 to 40 minutes or until an inserted toothpick comes out clean. It's done now. It was in the oven for 35 minutes. I just removed it from the pan, placed it in this plate. See, that's why I like the parchment paper. Now I'm going to let it cool completely. Now it's time to slice it. I'm going to show you how moist this bread is. Look at that. So delicious. Really flavorful. Not too much sugar. It is super chocolatey, super soft, excellent with coffee. This is truly one of my favorite breads. Are you served? Thank you for watching. Delicious.